Okay. Hey. Hey y'all. All right. Good morning. Oh, okay. Okay, hey y'all. Happy third dang, it's Thursday already. Sheesh. Hey, morning. Hey y'all. All right, let's get into this read. Welcome back to my channel. This is Adana, also known as the Afro Zen. And today I'm reading for the Beautiful Handsome Collective. Hello, Collective. How you doing? Flowers, flowers, flowers. Flowers, flowers, flowers. Flowers, flowers, flowers. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell to book a private reading with me or to shop in my store. All the information is in the description box below. Don't forget to grab the spray here. It is called Protege. All right, this is a protection spray that I have created. There's more descriptive description surrounding what it does on my website, www.theafrozen.com. Okay. Also, don't forget to grab this book here. This book is readily available for purchase on Amazon.com. All right, it's called Wisdom Beyond Wounds. So if you're looking for like a manual or a little pamphlet to kind of get you through things that you might not even be aware that you're going through or experiencing, I definitely highly recommend for you guys to get this book here. Again, it's called Wisdom Beyond Wounds. All right, and then also if you want to join us in the group on Facebook, you're more than welcome to. Just make sure that you are, the more you engage, the more we'll say guidance or info that you will receive in regards to you engaging within the group. All right. So thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us. And let's get into this read. So, channel message here today is dang, what was it? Oh, they think that you are abusing the truth. Let me write that down. Hold on. Okay. All right. So, the good morning. So, they think that you are abusing the truth. And I'll break it down, of course. All right, so the core message surrounding this whole live today is that they don't fear being lied about. They fear being accurately described. Yes. They don't fear being lied about. They fear being accurately described. And no one who is in a space or the deficit of not living or not telling the truth here, that's one of their biggest realities that they have to face for themselves is that they're not willing to face themselves as such. Um, Now, in regards to you speaking your truth here, you are very accurate in regards to the description in regards to who they are. So you know this, you know that they're very controlling or they have a lot of controlling ways. You know that they're very unpredictable in the way that they do things. They're unpredictable and they're predictable at the same time. Now, in regards to that, I'll break that down. So, in regards to them being unpredictable, they feel or they give off the facade or the illusion that they are unpredictable, but they're not. This is how they perceive themselves. But in the same token or the same sentence here, they're still predictable as well too. Yet again, once you're able to learn all of the blueprints or the patterns or pattern recognition surrounding this narcissistic personal group here, you're going to realize that everything that they do is the same thing day in and day out. And you're also aware that they're very dishonest. So you did not exaggerate in regards to what you were saying about this person because it was the complete truth. You also did not embellish in regards to what you were saying because you know it's the truth. You simply said that. You simply told the truth. So because of you specifically speaking the truth and you've been able to be accurate surrounding the description in regards to them, their fear wasn't your words, it was the accuracy of what you spoke. As I mentioned to you guys before, if someone says something ill about you or try to like project onto you or try to get you into an argument or try to bait you into something here, if they're saying these things and it's not true, it's not going to have an effect or it should not have an effect on you, if that makes sense. So we're going to go down the line, we're going to break it down, explain, and then we'll get into the decks, okay? So first things first, your truth exposes what they worked hard to bury. Okay. So, an example of this would be you finally told people that they were never angry because they care. They were angry because you stopped complying. Okay. Suddenly, their calm persona cracked in front of everyone to see. The truth revealed the rage they thought they hid perfectly. So, again, no energy, no energy, equates to them having a lot of energy. Now, all of a sudden, when you kind of shut down and you stay quiet, now they're trying to muster up all this effort and energy here to trying to figure out how they can kind of rah, yeah, in that kind of way. Basically, T Rex. somebody's somebody's making potato salad or you're making coleslaw, could be from scratch, take it how it resonates. Next one is truth cuts through the roles they assigned you. Let me repeat that. Truth, okay? Truth cuts through the roles they assigned you. So they painted you as too sensitive until you calmly listed each thing they said and did without emotion. Now you weren't the problem anymore. The moment you stop playing the role, their entire script fall apart. When it comes to narcissistic individuals here, they are creating a narrative. A narrative is nothing but a story. They're creating such a story or such a narrative here that they want you to follow that specific narrative or that specific story or that specific script. What the hell? Not twat waffle. What the hell? A twat waffle. I never heard that one. What's your name? Rotten raw bean. Okay. Let me repeat this. Your truth cuts through the roles that they assigned you. They need you to play a certain role or a certain position within their story and narrative. And to be honest, a certain position that they want you to play is the star role, basically. Okay. Now, the reason why they want you to be the star in their movie or in their story here is because they feel like that they have control over the situation. So think of like a producer or an executive producer here, and that individual is the one that is responsible for creating this whole story or the whole timeline here. And they give certain type of like commands or certain type of descriptive things that the person who's supposed to be the star of the show that they need to do whatever lines they need to say, etc., here. So the narcissists really think or they feel that you are the actual star of their show and they need you to do certain things a certain way. So that way the movie or the point of view or the perception is being shown in a certain way, if that makes sense. So they tend to paint you as too sensitive until you calmly listed each thing they said and did it without emotion. No emotions, equates to them having a mental breakdown here. So if you're able to have a conversation with someone that's very narcissistic in nature and you're doing it in a very calm manner here, they're not understanding how you can do that and it puts them in a position where it triggers them here. Now you weren't the problem, but the moment you stop playing the role, the entire script fell apart. Okay. And this is what they're realizing. So, this is why they feel that the truth that you're speaking is very abusive, more so abusive to them because, again, the truth hurts. The truth is a trigger that they can't handle. And most people who cannot handle the truth is going to correlate it to such or as abusive. the truth is not abusive. You don't put your hand on anyone to speak the truth. You're not causing any type of physical harm towards the individual that you're speaking truth to. You're just merely speaking such. If that makes sense, is you're just speaking what you need to say. But when someone is triggered by what you said here, again, they take it as a form of abuse. And this is why some individuals may feel very justified in trying to cause an actual physical harm towards you here. Okay. Next one is truth neutralizes their manipulation. It truly do. It X's out everything. So an example of this will be they try to guilt trip you for not answering the phone, but you responded with, I didn't answer because I didn't want to be disrespected again. This is just an example. Good morning. The clarity that you give to people that lie, or the clarity that you give to people that are not truthful, it tends to stun them. So the guilt tactic died instantly, but because truth closed the loophole they plan to exploit. When you're speaking truth, there are going to be individuals that are going to do everything possible to find such loophole or said loophole in the truth, because they feel like that you're not speaking the entire truth. They feel like you're speaking half truths, or they feel like you're just making things up. They know deep down inside that you are speaking the actual truth here, but they can't have other people see you in that way. So they're going to create some form of loophole here to ensure that your truth is never being seen in the way that it needs to be seen. If that makes sense. Good morning, y'all. How y'all doing today? Next one is truth shifts the power dynamic instantly between you and between them. Okay. Um, an example of this will be they used to talk over you in every argument. Then one day you stop arguing and you just said, this conversation isn't worth it. It's not productive. It's not, you know what I mean? It's not conducive to your well being, because they don't want a solution. That silence was the shift. So either you actually had an actual conversation with them, or you had a conversation with yourself, learning and identifying that the more that you just pull away and ignore these individuals here, you're realizing that the silence was the actual shift, or the silence was the superpower that they never thought that you could have. They put you in silence, or they attempt to put you in silence, but they thought that the silence would have been too much for you to handle, if that makes sense. But as I mentioned to you guys before, silence is a superpower, and it's very important, or more so imperative, to ensure that you're able to put yourself in a space of silence, so that way you're able to hear more. If that makes sense, you're able to receive the messages more, and you're able to combat individuals in the way that you need to ensure that you can get out the situation safely. Okay. So when you became silent, this is when the power dynamic shifted, and this is when they realized they lost the power the moment you stopped engaging. Okay. Next one is the truth threatens their ability to rewrite history. Remember, history is nothing but the truth. That's where the truth resides. That's where the past resides. So, past, history, and truth all go together. They're going to do everything possible to try to rewrite your truth by trying to bury the truth. And the more they attempt to keep burying the truth, the more that the past keeps surfacing, or the more that the truth keeps surfacing here. So, since that is happening, they're not able to rewrite history. Okay. So, an example, this is just an example, would be, let's say you're at a family gathering. Hey, y'all, let's say you're at a family gathering, and the family gathering claimed that they supported you on everything, right? But you may feel, let's say bold that day. Maybe you feel like you want to say something to them that day, and you correct them, and you'll say something like, you disappeared during the worst times, like you called them out on their BS here. But when they said that, so you're in a family reunion here, and they claim that they support you. So they're going around talking to other family members. Yeah, I support the collective. Yeah, the collective is this, the collective is that, and et cetera, et cetera. We all know that's not right. And then you basically turn around and you told them, well, that's not true, because you disappeared when I truly needed you, or you disappeared when, I was going through my worst times. And this is the thing that they don't want. They don't want people to hear what you stated, but you were able to state what you stated, and everyone heard around the family gathering. So now their ability to shape the narrative evaporated in one sentence. They want to be the one that holds the vessel to everything. They want to hold the water in the can or in the pail. They want to be the one to kind of, what's the word, distribute what they feel is right for other people to see them in a certain way. Next one is truth forces accountability, which they cannot survive. Liars cannot survive accountability. In order for you to thrive, you need to hold yourself accountable, you or them. Take it how it resonates. But a person that wants to see the truth of a matter needs to hold themselves accountable in order for them to see the truth in the matter, if that makes sense. So, because they refuse to take accountability, they cannot survive in the lies that they speak or the truth that is spoken. So, an example would be you decide to distance yourself because their behavior is very harmful. You didn't yell at them, you didn't blame them, you didn't shift blame anything. You did sometimes you don't even insult them. You just held up the mirror and be like, oh, okay, this is how you feel. No problem. Here you go. And yeah, here's the mirror. Remember, a mirror is a reflection. Hmm. A mirror is a reflection. So they're pushing all this darkness into this reflection here, not realizing there's something that's going to reflect to where the light is finally being shown within the mirror here. So despite them having yeah, finally, when they're trying to push all this darkness into the mirror here, this is when the light shows up. If that makes sense. So they're being shown, their darker side is being shown in the light. So they don't like what they're seeing in the mirror here, and they're just constantly trying to yell and scream in the mirror that they refuse to see. So they instantly spiral because accountability to them feels like an attack. Again, they strongly feel that you speaking truth or standing in your truth is a form of being very abusive, and it's not. This is just more so a word salad or things that they would say here to get the truth to not be spoken in the way that it should be. Okay. Next one is truth destroys their audience. They told mutual friends, mutual connections that you were the unstable one. You didn't defend yourself at the time when you may have should have, or maybe you felt a spiritual nudge to just kind of stay quiet and just watch quietly. So when you did that, you just lived in your authenticity because truly that's the truth of it all. The more authentic you are, the more truthful, the more truthful that you will see yourself and other people see yourself. That's why I keep saying your energy is always going to speak for you. Eventually, people saw their behavior up close and the audience flipped. So, not because you fought them, but because the truth outlived their performance. Not because you fought them, but because the truth or your truth outlived their performance. Someone's name is Barry or Barrington. Again, they don't fear being lied about, they fear being accurately described. One more time. They don't fear being lied about. They fear being accurately described. And this is exactly what you did. You accurately describe them in the way that they are acting, in the way that they show up in the world, in the way that they perform. And when it was time for them to perform that act that they consistently have been doing here, people see them in the true nature in regards to how they needed to see them here. Hey, Unique. Hey, Boo. All right, let's get to these cards, Boo. Hey, Robin. Look. Hey, Latrice, thank you. We have imprisonment here. It's a mental imprisonment. Hmm. We do have despair here as well, too. There's also a verbal imprisonment as well, too. There are many different types and forms of imprisonment, of course. Hi, Chandra. But I strongly feel that these individuals are suffering mentally, verbally, and emotionally. I say verbally here because they're not able to find the correct words to keep the lie at the top. The lie just keeps, we'll say, disintegrating or breaking in front of their face here. And they don't know how to put all the pieces back to create this big elaborate lie or for this elaborate lie to be seen in front of everyone here. Okay. So they're in a lot of despair here because they feel imprisoned by you because of the truth that you spoke. They fear being accurately described, and you were able to 100% accurately describe them in the way that people truly needed to see them here. So they're calling you abusive. Well, they said that you're very abusive. Well, they said that you're this, and they said that you're not, and you're not any of those things, but the actual truth. It could be a mature man, however it resonates. It could be a father figure, a brother, an uncle, a cousin, a co-worker, a spouse, an ex-lover, ex-spouse, boyfriend, however it resonates. But there's a mature man here that is in a lot of despair here because you see through their facade. It's funny because they're using words to justify why they should cause some form of abuse towards you here. So yet they're telling people that you are very abusive, but again, you may not have actually physically touched these individuals. You may have just spoke in regards to what you needed to say, and they take that as a form of an attack or an abusive attack here. So they're trying to get people to be on their side here so that way they can feel justified to actually physically cause some form of a physical harm towards you here. That's the disconnect. You're merely just speaking the truth. You ain't touching anybody, and they feel that's too much. They feel your truth is too much, is too harsh to where it's abusive. So they feel that they can be justified in physically causing something towards you here. And in some cases, it do work. It do work in that way. Because yet again, all you had were your words. And they feel like you are utilizing your words in a way. They feel like you could be weaponizing your words, or they feel like you're using your words in a way to cause a trigger to them here. Mm-mm. We have coughing. It's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine. Somebody born in the month of May, May 19th, May 29th, May 9th, May 1st, May 2nd, May 3rd, May 5th. Someone's 32 years old. This could be happening for 32 years or the past 32 years. You could be married for the past 32 years. You could be married for the past 29 years. Maybe you're going up for a divorce now. Somebody lives off of Fifth Avenue or Fifth Street. Could be at 19th Street, 19th Avenue, 32nd, or 29th. Take that how that resonates. You may live near a boulevard or a parkway. You may also live near an avenue, or this person may live near an avenue, however it resonates. Somebody's eating Krispy Kreme donuts, or that's your favorite donuts to eat. Someone loves sour cream and onion chips. Someone's making onion rings from scratch. There's a mature man, however it resonates. Please keep in mind that this is a collective read. Not everything that I say is going to resonate. Take what resonates and leave the rest. There's a mature man within a home setting. It could be an actual home or just a home of themselves. But there's a mature man here that can't get you to stop speaking or stop living in your truth or just being authentic with your truth here. So they're trying to uh, collapse your foundation of truth. And the more they keep trying to tamper with it, the more truth comes out, or the more the truth is shaken out of what they're trying to stop from being, you know, put out in front of everyone to see. Someone may have just picked up a quarter, or maybe you saw a quarter somewhere and you picked it up, something about 25 cents. Or maybe you were short 25 cents for something that's very specific. Or maybe you raise your prices 25 cents more to something about 25 cents. Take that how that resonates. Someone's from Idaho. Or you could be making potatoes. Someone's name is Petal. Petal, Petal. Someone is foreclosing on a home. You're going to hear about this if it's not you, but there's someone that's going through a foreclosure right now because they can't make their payments on a home, or a mortgage may have collapsed or lapsed. Something about a sheriff sale as well too. Okay. Or their home might be up on it. Their home might be going up like a short sale or sheriff sale. We do have message of concern here. This person doesn't want you to know that they're on the verge of being homeless or is homeless here, because of course the ball will be in your court and they don't want you to play ball. They don't want the ball in your court here. And I mean, that's public information. You can look that up and figure out what's what. But there's someone here that's really in their head here because they're not going to have a place to live. And it could be this mature man here. It really can, however it resonates. They don't have to be an actual older man, but there is gray here. So however it resonates. Somebody live off of 52nd Street. Someone's name is Taj. Talia, Talia, or Tia. So I'm just gonna focus on this mature man because that's really the only man that's on this pile here. And I feel like this man, if he's in his 50s or higher, I feel like he has been lying for such a long time that when the truth finally, showed up for everyone to see, he started to kind of spaz out or started to get out of control, very belligerent here. Someone's having issues with the knee. I'm also hearing preeclampsia. Something with iodine, salt. Someone, you may need more iodine in your diet, or you may need to take away the salt intake. You may eat a lot of like salty chips or sweet and salty foods. It could be affecting your joints. Someone's legs or knees could be very swollen because of the salt. Take it how it resonates. But you need to do better with your diet, okay? Change. The change is not pretty. Mm-mm-mm. Someone's born in 1981. The more they keep shifting the change, the more they're going to end up here. The reason why I'm pausing a lot today specifically, um, because it has a lot to do with this today in today's read. So I need to be careful in regards to what I say. So if you see me pausing, just give me a moment here. But it's a lot to do with this. A lot of endings are happening here, and they're in huge despair. Someone has prostate cancer or colorectal cancer, which is prostate, right? Colorectal cancer is not connected to the prostate. And if I'm wrong, correct me, I can handle it. But I heard prostate cancer and colorectal. Someone can't get it up. Someone has erectile dysfunction, strong male figure. Not even like Viagra and Cialis and whatever's all those other sexual pills that they may, use to get themselves up. It's not working. So there's a deeper issue here. I'm not a doctor by, of course, or I'm not a doctor. I'm just going by what I'm being shown intuitively. Someone needs to see an endocrinologist. Yeah, there's something going on with this mature man here, and they're trying to save face, but it's like their health issues or health ailments is going to take center or priority, or it's going to be at the forefront of things that they won't be able to ignore it. But this person is an individual that don't go to the doctors, they don't take care of themselves, they need other people to help them take care of themselves. Um, and I strongly feel because of the truth that you're speaking is speeding up this person's ailment. It really is. They may have what do you call that? Chronic what's CTPSD? PTSD. This person has PTSD from the truth that you speak. They can't get to you, they can't touch you. And that triggers them as well too. Someone's eating wontons. Your truth reverberates really strongly. It reverberates. And it's like very effortlessly with toil and labor is in reverse. It's not hard for you to speak the truth, but you come from truth here. And it's a major of concern for this person here. If you have a father figure specifically that you could be estranged from, they have been watching you very closely here. They're older in age, but they have been watching you very closely here to see how you can shut up. You need to shut up, but you can't shut up. And you shouldn't. Mushroom is here. Things are spreading out. They feel like life is taking them by the neck and by the balls. Hey, y'all remember when they used to have chalkboards in school, and the teacher, when the kids were a little out of control, a little bit rowdy, or maybe a little bit loud in the class, and the teacher would take her nails or his nails and just kind of like on the chalkboard. That's how your truth sounds to them. It's like you're speaking the truth, but it's on the chalkboard. It's like you're like make it stop. If that makes sense. Someone just purchased new jeans or new pants. So this masculine energy tends to have a very strong, hardened exterior on the outside of things. No one has ever seen them broke before or broken before. They may have bloodshot eyes as well too, but it's causing a lot of stares and shocks throughout the community here. So we have ill and we have vision here. This masculine is very shocked by what they're seeing. They sometimes they feel like they can just kind of grab through the screen here to kind of like, yes, stop talking, but it's like, no, make me. They need some milk. They literally crying over spilled milk, which is crazy because they're the one that created the spilled milk in the first place. Could be a Leo. Care how residents. You could be a Leo, but they could be a Leo. Somebody is using I think it's called a CB radio, like a breaker. That whatever I think it's called CB radio. I'm hearing breaker 1 2 3. Or somebody could be a truck driver or OTR on the road truck driver. Someone may work for the post office. I'm hearing the name Lover Girl. I'm also hearing the artist called Peter Ram. We have the eye and cat here, but the cat back is stood up here. So people are seeing that this person is afraid in real life time here. History is in reverse. So it's like because they keep going back into the history, the truth was pulled from the history and now the history is closed. The truth is revealed. It's identified. Hmm. Somebody's listening to Queen Latifah, UNITY. So I'm hearing UNITY, unity, or you were speaking about unity. Or on the flip side, this person is trying to unify a group of people to band together to, throw insults or project onto you, but it's not working. The name of the game here is that they truly lost. Nothing that they're doing is working. It's not. They don't fear being lied about, they fear being accurately described. And you are describing this person to the T. You're literally taking a comb and you're fine teeth combing every part, every orifice, every intricate part of this person. Like there's no stone left unturned surrounding this person here, and you driving them fucking mad, mad, angry. This person likes to rule with an iron fist. Do as I say. You're going to do as I say. And even in your big ass age, and when I say big ass age, your adulthood here, they still feel they have some form of control over you, and that's a complete lie. This person can't hide their uncontrollable emotions or their uncontrollable ways. And again, people never seen them in this way before, so it's a shocker to them because it's like, why are you acting like that? Well, they're lying on me. They're lying on me. Again, as I mentioned to you guys before, I mean, if you're telling the truth, you had nothing to worry about, despite them lying on you. They need the lie to stick or to be validated by you confirming the lie that they spoke, and it's not true. So it's not going to affect you, or it should not. Reality check. Someone's making pizza. I'm seeing a Parmesan crust pizza, or that's your favorite type of crust for your pizza. You've completely annihilated this person in a game of chess, the chess of life or the game of life. You completely annihilated this person. It's truly a checkmate. Every time they take one step, you two take steps forward. Or every time they try to knock you back 2 steps forward, you take 10 steps. Every time they try to knock you back 2 steps, you take 10 steps forward. Hmm. Someone could be a big Zelda fan. I'm also hearing road rash. This person could be a very erratic driver, or you could be an erratic driver. Whoever this erratic driver is, you need to be careful and mindful of the speed that you are utilizing while you are driving. Okay. Someone suffering from ulcers or something with the liver. I'm also hearing the word colitis. This person has super age since the last time you saw them, for the ones that resonate, of course. Someone's name is Emma or Emmett. Evander, Eskander, 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 or Evander. Someone's name is Arlene, Arlene, Arlene. Could be Arlena. I'm also hearing Aramark, Aramark, Aramark. Someone's name is Aaron. You can listen to the artist Aaron. He was an R&B artist back in the 90s. We have Blind Spot here. Okay, someone is seeking some form of like a priest or some form of a church member to like pray against you here. So someone is heavily into church and they're asking some form of a church member to do some form of work on their behalf when it pertains to you. Yeah, that's the unspoken truth. Yeah, we have jump in here. They're going to do it and they'll be humiliated if they do it. Yeah, so whatever. Hmm. Your whole life, you may have been dealing with, we'll just say, warlocks and witches that tend to hide in church. Okay, that's a real thing. Take that how that resonates. But there's someone that do their dirty deeds behind, we'll say, the face of a church here. If whoever resonates, this male figure, father, brother, cousin, uncle, whatever, however it resonates here, they're heavily involved in church, but more so to just to hide themselves from the, we'll say, the public viewing of what they do behind church doors. That's the unspoken truth. And there's someone that's pretty versed or pretty knowledge or knowledgeable in, we'll say like exercising negative energy. And this person here feels like that you are negative energy because of the truth that you speak, and they feel like, hmm, they feel that you could be exiled or exit out because of the truth that you're speaking. So they're trying to humiliate you, but more so from like a spiritual standpoint, and it's not going to work at all. It's going to backfire tremendously. It's going to be the wrong time. Yeah, it's going to be the wrong time. Every time they do it is going to be the wrong time because you're not to be messed with. Why is that so hard? Why do they hate you so much? Because you're protected. Yeah, come on, spirit, talk to me, boo. Unseen. Because you're protected by the unseen. They're trying to tap into the unseen and they don't realize. Oh, goodness gracious. They're trying to tap into the unseen. They're getting a gut instinct or something is telling them not to do this, not to go up against you, not to go against you. They're getting the nudges to leave you alone. And they keep trying to keep pushing their luck. They need to push their luck. Let them push it. All they're doing is just draining their energy. That's all they're doing. Mm, 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 mm. Hmm. They're really flabbergasted by you as well, too, because they never taught you to protect yourself. So they're trying to figure out where did you learn how or where did you learn what to do to protect yourself. and they're trying to figure out what your protection is, please don't place that in the comments. No one needs to know what you do for protection. Don't even put that down. Everybody here that watches me is not of purity or not of positivity. Don't put that down in the comments. This is just for confirmation for whoever resonates. Someone is trying to weave or wedge themselves in between your protection, and they're going to get a real nasty blowback if they decide to do that. That is the unspoken truth. I had a really disturbing dream last night. It was more so, it was surrounding the it was about the collective, but it was coming more so from like the karmics here. And I was at the beach and everything was just bright and sunny. The skies were completely bright blue. The waters was like a greenish blue. The sun was beating down. It was a lot of collective there. The energy was super, super like beautiful. And then all of a sudden, everything just changed from like light to completely dark, but we were still in the light and we just sat there. When I say we, collectively, because there was other people there besides me, it was a lot of other collectives there in the light. So when it became dark, we just literally turned on our light, like the aura of us was still being shown, if that makes sense. And when they realized that we weren't affected by the dark, they started to come closer. And my spirit told me to just stay there, just watch. And I did, and others too. Other people of the light that were with me, we just sat and we watched. And they came closer and they came closer. And as they came closer, their skull, something about the skull, it was like it was lifting, if that makes sense. It was like you can kind of like peel it back or kind of open it up to kind of see deeper within. And they did this in front of me. And I was looking, and the moment that they did that, it was like a flap of like, I don't know how to explain it. It was like a flap of skin or a flap of the skull. And when they opened it up and took it all out, like they came out of like this suit or like this costume or something, it looked like. And it was just very, the energy looked very like daunting. It just oozed of just nastiness. And I just sat there and I just watched it. And I guess it assumed, because I saw its true form, that it was going to scare me. And it didn't scare me at all. And it didn't scare, like I said, it was other collective individuals. I didn't know them or anything, but their light, I knew them by their energy. And their all of our light was so pure that we just sat together, but we sat in a line, and that one person of the dark was just coming towards us, and we all just sat together and we just kind of like stared, like a Care Bear stare. Kind of, I guess it's the best way to explain it. It was like a Care Bear stare. And we just watched trying to come closer to us. And we just pushed all of our light into this, whatever. I don't know what the hell that shit was, child. I don't know what the hell that shit was. But when we just kind of combine all of our like love or light energy together, it just completely combusted, boom. And then it was just pieces of things all over, like all over the, like the shore, the shoreline. And it looked very, mm, it looked gooey, it looked green. The skin looked scaly. It just looked weird. I was like, oh, okay. Because they thought that when they showed their true self, that that was supposed to scare us, and we just sat there like, oh, we used to this in that kind of way. And when they or it realized that we weren't scared, it just like combusted, because I guess that was the last option that they had to kind of like put some kind of fear into us, and it didn't work. Yeah, look, self-sabotage, it didn't work. Yes, like the Care Bear is like, yeah, it didn't work. They thought you were naive to the dark. You came from darkness. So because they thought you were naive, they thought you would have been reckless, and you weren't. You're not. You weren't, and you're not. Hey, y'all. So you saw the insincerity that they were showing, and it brought forth a lot of shame. And I strongly feel the reason why they combust in that way is because they were shamed or ashamed, that despite them showing their true nature, it didn't affect anything of you. Or you're like, oh, okay, I'm not scared of you. Like, what do you mean you're not scared of me? You're not scared of them. They're fucking boring. Truth exposes what they worked hard to bury. You finally told people that they were never angry because they care. They were angry because you stopped complying. And that's basically a great description in regards to how the whole thing was. They showed their true identity and you were supposed to, oh my God, oh my God. And you're just like, no. And when they showed their true nature here, you didn't comply to it. You just, like I said, we just sat there. We just watched. And they were shocked that you just watched them. And then all of a sudden it's just boom. Like I said, we were on the beachfront. Everything was beautiful, was bright, birds chirping, the skies clear, blue, beautiful, waters, blue and green. And all of a sudden, this person just come out of nowhere and just everything just turned dark, like blacker than black, like darker than dark. And they just came out of nowhere. It was just sat right in front of us or stood right in front of us and just expect us to, oh my God, we gotta run away. We gotta, it was like, yeah, yeah, no. The high priestess is in reverse. Then we have the Ten of Pentacles in reverse and the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, this person lost a lot. We'll say lost a lot of value because Pentacles in tarot represents like finances or money, but they're both in reverse here. So they lost a lot of money. They lost a lot of time. Time is money too. They lost a lot of energy. They lost a lot of currency. And this is what was revealed here with the high priestess in reverse. They lost their inner voice or the inner parts of themselves to keep doing this here, or they lost the inner lights within themselves, which is why I felt they showed up so dark in this way. Again, they showed up in their truest form and they thought the truest form was going to scare us, and it did not. So they became very overwhelmed, and because of them feeling so overwhelmed, they lost everything, including themselves. So his name is Tennille, Tenille. We have the Queen of Cups and the Emperor here. You care too much about yourself to destroy yourself, or you care too much about yourself where you're going to self sabotage yourself. And I mean, the only way that you can self sabotage yourself is if you open up that master key to self and you start to deteriorate from within. And that's not happening here, and it won't happen. You could be in an Emperor space, whether you are a man or a woman. Okay. But you could be in an empress space or masculine space because we represent both feminine and masculine energy. So take that how it resonates. You have a lot of structure over your life, or soon to. You have a lot of control over yourself, self control, self structure of self. You hold yourself accountable. You have the authority over yourself. And when you have the authority over yourself, nothing, you know what I mean, it's not going to affect you in a way that they anticipate. But with the Five of Cups here, this is why they're so disappointed in their actions towards you. It has been successful before with other people. I strongly feel you may have give pushback before with this person or group of people, however it resonates. But the more they keep doing it, the more it's just getting boring. I'm being so for real with y'all. Narcissistic people are so freaking boring. They are. And they see that you're not involved, or they see that you're not, you don't care about them. It's just so it puts them in a space where they feel like they have to stall, or they're stalling, or they feel stuck here with the Chariot in reverse. Anything that's at a standstill, eventually that energy is going to deplete. Anything that's not moving, eventually is going to break down. And because they're in this space of a deficit or stagnation, everything that they so-called taken or have took from other people is being taken away from them. So they're in this space or in this rut or in this sand here, quicksand, where they just keep falling and falling or sinking deeper and deeper here without a space of getting out of the situation. And I've used that analogy before in regards to quicksand. If you ever get stuck in quicksand, you got to take your time to get out of it, because if you make a lot of movement, unnecessary movements, well, it's going to make you sink deeper within the sand here. This kind of reminds me of Michael Jackson, Remember the Time video with Eddie Murphy, Michael Jackson. I believe that was Amon in the video. I believe Michael Jackson was supposed to show up as like a jester or a joker, or was supposed to give something like a performance or something. But the type of performance that he gave was so, Iman was so enamored with him that Eddie Murphy started to kind of look at Michael Jackson sideways. But Eddie Murphy didn't realize that Michael Jackson had, we'll just say, magic, because basically that whole thing was magical. And Michael Jackson did certain things to protect himself to, from the harm of Eddie Murphy, if that makes sense. Like he was able to control things and it kind of like warp himself or shift into things. So that way he wouldn't be caught by Eddie Murphy and his minions in the video. And I strongly feel this is what this is giving. Do you remember the time? This is strongly, that's what I'm feeling. Like they wanted you to be a laughing stock in front of everyone to see, but they didn't realize that you were very magical. They wanted you to put on a show. And when you gave them a show, just not the show that they anticipated, but you gave them a show, they were completely astounded and just dumbfounded by the show of the magic that you hold within yourself. You did put on a show. You did a magic trick, literally and figuratively. And they thought they were the real magician in this whole fiasco here, and they weren't. We have the Nine of Pentacles here. You're in the Nine of Pentacles, or soon to be. Nine of Pentacles represents success, luxury. Your home feels good. Your home feels safe. Your home feels very peaceful. You may have a profitable business, or you may have a profitable, you may be doing really well in your craft, or you're a 9 to 5, or your career position, however it resonates. But you're standing very proudly and tall within this Nine of Pentacle energy. It's an energy, okay? Currency is an energy. Money is an energy. So right now, energetic wise, you look good. So you should be able to pull from your spiritual bank because you did the work. The more you heal yourself, the more you heal the bloodline of your generational family, the more it is going to be a surplus of energy in the spiritual bank. Now, there's some individuals here that tend to take and take and take and take and take from others and then themselves as well, spiritually. And when they realize that their spiritual bank is in a deficit, this is why, and when they try to come for other people who has a surplus in their spiritual bank, you guys have a surplus, or soon to have a surplus in your spiritual bank. And you got to be careful in regards to who you share with energetically and spiritually. Someone's name is Octavia. Clarence, someone may have broken their clavicle bone or bruised your clavicle. We have the death here. Since they can't anchor to you, since they can't siphon from you here, they're in this space right now. Page of Swords. Ooh, Lord, child. You're using your mind in the correct way. You're getting a lot of insight or a lot of new nudges or new opportunities, new options to stay in this position here. Nine of Pentacles. Someone's name is Stacy, Lester, Larry. Someone loves lobster, or you're making lobster. Someone's name is Antoinette, Antoinette. Tika, Tika, Tika. Someone's nickname is Queenie, Queenie, Queenie or Queeny, Queenie. I'm also hearing Brixton, Braxton. Someone may be having Braxton Hicks. I'm also hearing Tahiti. We have the Eight of Wands here. Whatever you're doing towards this person, so if you're doing a return to sender, it's working really, really, really good. Eight of Wands and the Three of Swords here. You're much stronger than people give you the benefit of with the eighth strength here. So strong Leo. You could be a Leo or you could be dealing with a Leo. Or you could just be very confident in your approach or in your stance in life. But whatever return to sender that you may have done, whatever prayer that you may have done, it is hitting them very hard. Very, very hard. But more so up here because the swords are here. Swords represents the mental space. Strong Leo. 8 and 8. Eighth is August, the month of August. Strong. What other zodiac sign is in August? I think it's Leo Virgo. Or is it Leo Cancer? Someone's born in October, the month of October as well. Something with August 8th. Yeah, something with August. So we have eight three ways. Yeah, you strike. You strike this person spiritually, or you hit this person, and they didn't see it coming. Look, there's eight across the board. Eight, eight, eight. See the eights? Whatever you did, keep doing it. Whatever you did, keep doing it. Yeah, you. hmm Keep doing it. You got the hangman here. Yeah, this is where they are currently. Keep doing it. The sun also represents strong Leo. Strong Leo. Sun represents father too. Strong Leo. Whatever you're doing is working. Look, we got the star. Could be an Aquarius. Whatever you're doing, it's working. You ain't got to say what you're doing. Keep that to yourself, you know? But whatever it is that you're doing, whatever prayer, mantra, affirmation, return to sender. Look, this is also another eight. 1 plus 7 is 8. Strong Leo. Strong Leo. The Wheel of Fortune. Yeah. Damn. Okay, collective. I see you. Oh, baby. Strong Leo. Here's a number, another eight. Hmm. You have somebody debilitated. You debilitated someone spiritually. Ah, that makes sense. Thank you, Spirit. That's why they're going to church. That okay. That's why they're trying to reach out to someone to help them get out of this bind here. That's why they showed themselves in their way. They took off their whatever child character suit, meat suit. I don't know what the hell that shit was. They took something down and it zipped out, and you just saw, or me, I saw all this ugliness of this person here. And the best part about it, because of the eights, eights represents infinity. Eight represents infinity. So this is infinite. It just keeps happening over and over and over. The more they try to attack you, the more hurt they become. The more they try to utilize other people, the more hurt they become. So no matter what they try to throw towards you, they're just going to be hurt. Yes, look, intelligence. And intelligence is 11, which is a portal. You are super protected. You are. You really are. And if you look closely, there's a gift here with a light here. Yes. You're getting a lot of downloads surrounding this. You are intelligent. Use your intelligence to solve problems and get the life you want. This is what you're doing. Oh, that's why they want payback from you. Somebody making spaghetti, and you will finally exercise your rights in the way you need to exercise. Take it how it resonates. But you're exercising yourself spiritually. One plus two is three, was the mind, body, and soul, or the Holy Trinity, the mind, the body, and the soul. You're exercising your rights to praying, or to stating your mantras, or your affirmations, or your protections, however it resonates. Who is your go to person? Source, God, Spirit, Jesus, universe. That is your go to person or energy. And that go to energy helps you with the intellect, helps you to exercise the intellect here to beat this person. So you annihilated someone spiritually. Animals are a strong confirmation. You may see like an upsurge or uptick of wild animals surrounding you. Maybe you might see more cats outside, more stray dogs, however it resonates. But there's something specific around animals. You could have been having dreams about animals as well too, and you weren't able to figure out why. That's your confirmation. So they're trying to find another person. See, you are awesome. And you are. You know, I say that all the time about the collective. You're very awesome here. But you dismantled disarmed this person's, will say, powers. They didn't have any to begin with. Yeah, limited beliefs. Six plus three is nine. Nine is the end of things. Your thoughts, your words, and belief shape your reality. This person could be 63 years old. Mm, they're not doing well. Look, success. They're not doing well. And look, eight. Yo, what the eight? Look, eight. Yeah, yep. If you were asking for a confirmation, if your return to sender worked, or if it was successful, the answer is yes, like all across the board. Wow. Well, you are protected. Yes. I don't know how many times A came out today, but that's just a strong confirmation here. Strong confirmation. Memory is in reverse. Strong. Leo. Here's Leo. Let me turn around. Here's Leo. This is Leo. Strong Leo. Strong eighth month, August. But memory is in reverse. Yeah, this person is losing their mind or their memory, or they're losing the lies that they spoke. What a dud. Oh, they such duds. I swear. They such duds. Oh, cleansing is upright. What number is that? Okay. Cleansing is upright. Hmm. Your life path number could be 8 as well. We do have energy here, and then we have agreement here. Yeah, energy's in reverse. What sign is that? That's a Virgo. This is Gemini. And then we have Aries here, but strong Leo for sure. And then we have agreement here is upright. So you came to an agreement with your team, spirit team, yourself, however it resonates here, and you vowed that this would never happen again. You vowed that you will consistently pray about the situation, whatever practice or whatever route you decide to take. But strong confirmation, it's working. Strong confirmation. It's like you're obliterating them with the truth. It's too strong for them. Yep. They lost the will to fight, or they soon to. Could be a Taurus. Vitality is in reverse. They're losing the will to fight you. And the other people that they're coming up, bringing to come up against you, they're weaker than you. Or they're not as strong as you. Remember, uh people connect with others based on the vibrational level of that situation, that environment, that circumstance. And at one point in time, you were at that space, that vibrational space where you were able to actually connect with that person, however it resonates. But since then, you've evolved yourself. So now your vibrations have elevated to where, y'all not on the same wavelength anymore. So they're losing hope because of it. Strong Taurus, hope is in reverse. Hmm. Yeah, ritual. Strong Leo. Strong Leo. Mm-mm-mm. They were not anticipating that. I'll tell you that. They weren't. They can no longer leech off of you. Yeah, they can't. Yeah. It don't look good. Oh well, sucks to be them. This is too funny, child. We have obstacles here. Yeah. They're stuck. You have them stuck in this illusion. And the illusion just keep fogging up or keeps warming up to the point where it's so hot that they're trying to escape, but they can't escape. Look, low vibrational. It's all about them fast car nights and the big boat days, living in champagne nights. Somebody listen to that song by Neo. It's time to move on. Do-do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do. Let's toast it up. Champagne Life by Neo. That could be your anthem moving forward for 2026. But you're going to be celebrating. You may have had issues in the workplace. If you've had issues in the workplace here, you figured it out on your own. Okay, if there was some form of rivalry in the workplace here, they won't be bothering you anymore. Y'all gonna be learning more about your power. I'll just say that. I don't want to say too much because again, not everybody that watch me is positive, but you're gonna be learning more about your power here. Underlying health issues here. Yeah, this person that came up against you has a lot of health issues, and I stated that earlier in the read, and they're lying about it. Mm-mm-mm. The more they tamper with you, the more they tamper with their health. They're finessing themselves out of their good health. You're such losers, child. Baby. They're such losers. Loser. What's this? Metal is here. You're taking the prize, you're taking the medal, you're taking first place here, and everyone is seeing it. Congratulations, collective. We have Aries. You could be an Aries, they could be an Aries. We have Sagittarius. Thank you. You could be a Sagittarius, they could be Sagittarius. Strong Leo. Strong, 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 strong Leo or Virgo. Okay. We have Scorpio, eighth month, strong eighth month. We have Cancer, Capricorn, Cancer, Leo, Gemini, mm-mm, Scorpio. So if that resonates with you guys, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. If you would like to join us in the group, it is called Wisdom Beyond Wounds. If you would like to purchase this book, it is on Amazon. All right. Thank you guys for your immense support. It is truly appreciated. Until next time, guys, you take care. Go out there and be freaking great because that's what you came here to do. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care. Thank you, TikTok. Mwah. Love to you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. See you soon, YouTube.